welcome to yet another exciting class. It's a pleasure to have you back in this our first class. Today we are going to be learning another interesting topic, which is the Anglo-Saxons and the Boers. I am Mrs. Ojamon. When the Romans left Britain in the 5th century, the country was invaded by Angles, Saxon, and the Jutes from northwest Europe, known as the Anglo-Saxon. These tribes left their homeland in northern Germany, Denmark, and northern Holland. And over 200 years, the Anglo-Saxon pushed the native Britain out of England into Scotland and Wales. The Anglo-Saxon took control of most Britain. They divided the country into kingdoms, each with its own royal family. They are non-speaking English country. By around AD 600, the country was divided into 7 rival kingdoms. Some historians believe that the Anglo-Saxon came to Britain because their homeland got flooded, making it difficult to grow crops. They went on expeditions to discover new lands to farm. Remember that the Anglo-Saxon were the Jutes from Denmark, Germany, and northern Holland. So the Anglo-Saxon lived in small settlements that consist of 2 or 3 families. They controlled most of Britain and divided the country into different royal families and kingdoms. This settlement later grew into what? Villages and small towns. Although the Anglo-Saxons brought their own gods with them to Britain, but many converted to Christianity through St. Augustine, who was sent by the Pope in 597 AD. The earlier Anglo-Saxons buried their dead with their belongings, even their slaves. Archaeologists have found evidence of Anglo-Saxon buried at different excavation sites in Britain. The Anglo-Saxon came with their god to worship. I hope we are having knowledge, an interesting one about this topic. In the 18th and 19th century, the Vikings warrior people from Scandinavia began to raid and attack Britain. St. Augustine, a Roman Catholic priest, converted most of all the Anglo-Saxons to Christianity. They managed to make a lot of inroads into Britain until they were defeated by King Alfred the Great of Wessex. King Alfred, however, allowed the Danes to occupy northern England, although they remained subservient to him. The defeat of the Anglo-Saxons, they were finally defeated by William, the Duke of the Normandy, at the Battle of Hastings. The Anglo-Saxon era came to an end when William Duke Normandy, a province in France, defeated Harold, the Earl of Wessex, at the Battle of Hastings in the year 1066. The word England was derived from the phrase land of the angels. On the other hand, the Boers were the Dutch migrants who settled in South Africa, and they speak Afrikaans. Yes, they speak Afrikaans. They migrated from Europe and settled in South Africa. They developed harsh policies against the indigenous Bantu people of the South Africa. The word Boers is Dutch for farmer. The Boers speak Afrikaans and make up over half of the white populations in South Africa. They came to South Africa in the year 1652. Can I hear you say that? 1652. And they settled at the southern tip of the continent, where they founded the city of Cape Town. The Boers established a government and controlled South Africa until 1994, when apartheid rule was abolished. Shortly after the Boers arrived, they began to develop harsh policies against the indigenous black Kohiko, and the Bantu people. The Boers resisted British law. And during the war in 1897, or 1899 rather, the war lasted for 3 years. And at the end of it all, the Boers became the leaders of South Africa. It was not until 1994 that apartheid rule was abolished in South Africa and the first black president, Nelson Mandela, was elected. I hope you know that the Boer family were in 1886 before the war. This is a symbol of the Anglo-Saxon buckler and the Anglo-Saxon helmet. Thank you for watching. Until I see you again in our next class. For now, bye. You are loved.